Hello, League. This is your commissioner talking. Burnett sucks. Great draft. We have a team preview. I'm going to go through all the teams, going to dissect them a little bit. But yeah, wild draft. A lot of, talking going on. We had a good battle going on. Mike and Matt, and then we had the side of the duo in the middle of all this, and then there's me and Drew. Bert's off to the side. Everyone's on their, media, and it was just a great draft. A lot of stuff going on, and I'll get to all that. Most of the quotes and the smack talk and all of the stories will be into the league post, which should be coming up. Hopefully we'll get it up by Sunday night. If not, you should see it soon, definitely before the season begins. And so I'm just gonna jump right into it. Give you a little bit of a draft summary here. I was, looking at all the teams. I didn't see one dominant force, and I didn't see one weak force. I thought it was pretty level playing field. And oh, by the way, I'm wearing you know, a Kings jersey, you may ask, to honor one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time, Peja Stojakovic. So, just had to put that in there. Um, but yeah, right. I think no weak links. But there are some teams better than others. I think there's a good five teams that are going to be pretty good, and there's going to be the bottom five teams who might have a little bit more of a tough time. No hard feelings here. Don't take any of these offense. Everyone has their own opinion. You know, it's like. Anyways, so I'm gonna go into it. Um, some people have hard feelings, but I just want to say this is just my opinion. There is nothing against any of you guys in the league. I love you guys all. Okay, so at 10th place, I think it's kind of, it's obvious, but it's going to have to be Braden, at half man, half amazing, his team name. He's, good auto draft. Be impressed. He's got some quality talent, good players on the team. Um, but I just, unfortunately, not being able to manage the team is going to hurt. He might win a match or two. Someone might have a bad week. He might have a good week by some odd reason. But I'm there's 19 weeks or 19 matches. He might win four, three or four, but he's gonna finish in the 10th, I'm guessing. Then it kind of gets kind of mumble jumbled. Yeah, and nine. I'm gonna have to go with big three, at Matt there. Looking at his team, I see strength in the three ball. That's gonna be his big strength. But his only true rebounder is Chris Bosh, and I find that to be a little bit of an issue as far as the double doubles go, the blocks go. Um, but it's kind of a rebuilding year for him. It's like he said. So we'll see how the what happens his first year in basketball. So, but good, ninth place where I got him. Eighth place, this was kind of tough. This one, but I'm gonna go with Mike on this one. I love you, Mike, but I liked a lot of the guys on your roster. I liked the assertiveness you had. You stole Brandon Roy from Bird in the late rounds. You pissed him off with Jeremy Lin grabbing him early. I love that stuff. I love the black hand, Archduke Ferdinand. You're pulling some good stuff. I see new energy and new life. I think that's going to suit you well. Unfortunately, Amari's going to be out. That's not great, but he'll be back. Kobe will be your main man, and but I'm looking at maybe a 8-win year maybe. I don't think you're going to do bad, but it's tough. It's a competitive league. Um, so yeah, And then going back, even we'll go seventh place. I'm gonna go with the duo. Just first year in the league, it's tough. It's tough to adjust, and the trash talking, smack talking is great, but sometimes when you don't know who you want to keep before the day of the draft is a little troublesome. Personally, I would have kept Tony Parker over Paul Pierce, but it is what it is. Um, Looking at your team, I like your percentages, the field goals and free throws. Overall, pretty average. Pretty average team, average draft. Um, but I there is good. It's going to be a decent year. I'm looking at. We'll go with maybe 8 or 9. You and Mike I think are going to duke it out. Archduke. Anyways, uh, coming in at sixth place, I've got Andrew. And if he does finish in sixth, that's an upgrade for him. He only won 4 games last year, but good. Good draft. You're looking at the players he's got, pretty quality, pretty solid. Derrick Rose is going to be out. Bogut's going to be out. That's going to hurt him a little bit. Um, but overall, I don't think there's going to be. I think he's going to contend a little bit, and it's going to be tight at the top. I'm looking at 9 wins or so. Fifth place, and then now now it kind of divides. It's the 5 and the 5. I think in the fifth slot, I'm going to go with Frank, and I really liked the auto with the guard. He's a guard surplus. He's the central. You want a guard, you go to Frank, but. Durant's going to carry him through. That's going to win some games for him, maybe win 11 games or so. But the day-to-day managerial actions needed for basketball may come to hurt him as it did in baseball. So we'll see how that affects him. But I think 11 wins, fifth place, just missed the playoffs. In fourth place, I'm going to put the former champion, Drew Paz. Not a fan of his draft. Not really. He let Ibaka go. He drafted JaVale McGee in place of him. LeBron is going to carry him through. That's going to be his thing, and Dwight obviously is going to be his thing. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be good in the defensive end. He's going to get the steals. He's going to get the double doubles. That's a quality thing he's always done. But I'm looking at fourth place. I give him the veteran points here because he's been there. He doesn't really miss the playoffs. So fourth place, maybe about 12, 13 wins. In third place, we got Eric, and this is a big one because he's criticized in every fashion, and I mean, he's a new guy in the league, but he's really got a force. He's got Love and Rubio that aren't going to even be in, and he drafted Serge. He stole Drew's team name rights with Serge, Ibaka, and then of course he drafted Klay Thompson high, and he had to get Brandon Rush late. Well, what do you expect? Guess is better than Curry and Bogut's bogus ankles. Well. Third place. I don't know if he advances in the playoffs, but he's gonna have a good season, and he's already claiming he's already got the best draft in the league. I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe 14 wins there. In second place, I'm gonna go with myself. Might be biased, but what are you gonna do? I like my rebounds, like my boards. I'm gonna get the double doubles. And that's just what I see. And then in first place, I think you're gonna get Bert, and he says that Eric's team is kind of a lesser team than he is. Bert has a decent team. He drafted Jonas Valanciunas, whatever his last name is. Stole him from Eric, who thought he was the only guy who knew who he was. Reality check. And then he drafted Curry, and I don't know if that was a great pick, but Warrior love. You gotta give the Warrior love. But I think he finishes in first place. Just, I mean, his demeanor. He's focused. While all this hoopla's going on, he's off to the side. He's doing his own thing. He's getting in the mode. He was ticked off at Jeremy Lin getting picked. That was expected. Drew pissed him off with picking Goran Dragic, but I think he has a good season. But it's not nothing set in stone. Anything can happen. I would not be surprised if Michael comes out of his hole and shoots up the way of the standings. I wouldn't be surprised if Frank finds his way into the playoffs, as he sometimes usually tends to do. And I wouldn't be surprised if a perennial contender like me or Drew falls out of it. It just happens. This kind of thing happens, and people have down years. And then so those are the predictions. And you don't like them. That's too bad. I'm sorry. Can't please everyone. But yeah, comment. I need some feedback. That'd be good. But thank you. You got the league post. The league thing will be coming up soon. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you after this week's matchup.